World Card Game Federation here with a very local match. I'm going to say a mean thing. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of speculative fighting, which is a term I think I'd like to coin, is where we're going to have us some preview versions of characters like Ginyu second stack versus the first Beerus stack, all on their preview format. So obviously nothing here is set in stone, and it could be quite a bit different by the time these things hit for real, but you guys are going to watch a game between them. One thing I'm going to go ahead and just put out there, that this particular types of decks, I think fighting each other, are going to have some real long, drawn-out battles. I want to clock this fight out something like 40 minutes. So strap in, get comfortable, and we're going to have us a good time. Yeah, it was good times. Got to play this one away from home. It was a different kind of environment for once. So, unfortunately, I wasn't familiar enough with the new Ginyu stack to know how to integrate it with the other one. I eventually, by the end of this fight, I'll figure out which ones I should have had, mixed and matched in this one. Generally, I'm never much of a mix and matcher when it comes to characters' levels. For some reason, I just don't think in those terms, but with the Ginyus, I'm probably going to have to. Okay, I managed to mix in one of my MP levels right into it. So I think it's pretty neat. So Ginyu, in my opinion, never really had an equal in ally manipulation. Equal? No. I would say real close. A good Broku deck could do pretty good. Blue Broku. Or what deck was it? Or Android 13, maybe, in terms of ally manipulation. I personally never actually fought a Bojack, so I got nothing on that one. I can't tell if it's effectiveness or not. Okay, and then good old Andrew's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate, and place DB to the bottom of his deck. It's going to go over to me. I believe even with the horrendous glare, I can see it put Cell out there. And then I pass, rejuve. And I'm not sure what card I held on to, probably an attack. The way that this deck is postured, that's generally how that goes. So he's going to put out Black Maximum Shout. I want to say Black Recollection, I think it is. And Black Power Up, so that's awfully terribly neat. All right, and then Andrew, of course, does his thing, puts out all of his setups and whatnot, and then it goes back over to me. And I have, like we said, I have my Ginyu level 1 when entering. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I think it's a good idea and warranted. I think a lot of, or better support for allies is in order, because absolutely a crud ton of cards kill allies and do whatnot. And the only way to kind of speed up that process, even though Ginyu's power is actually pretty good, making you open and move, always summon an ally, let's just go ahead and remove that step and not consume an action and just put it into that one. So Andrew here is going to go ahead and seemingly be devastated by me pulling out with that when entering effect, putting out Nappa and just turning off his setups. You would think that meant something. So he's going to go ahead and use his when entering, the Beerus power that makes us both mill one, and Maximum Shout goes into play because it goes right into play from that one. Looks like I dropped out some random physical, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to use a blue quick shot, which I would hope I had something going on. Okay, apparently I just dropped off a block, a blue shifting maneuver to be able to do it, and it does hit him for the 5 life, which is actually kind of surprising. Didn't expect to get a hit on that one. Andrew's not going to use up a mischief that way. He is going to go ahead and banish a black double team, hilariously named. Okay, goes back over to Andrew. Andrew's response. Okay, he's going to use... Okay, hey, if anybody from Retro is listening, please set up Hakai to banish after use. What on earth were you thinking, not making it banish after use? Okay, and then he's going to go ahead and have Nappa get banished. Oh, geez, I threw a blue head knock. I lower his anger to 0. It's going to go ahead and get stopped by... I do not remember the name of that particular block. It's the one that does more for milling. It gets banished after use, goes back over to Andrew. Andrew's looking at my discard pile. I assume that means he has some more discard pile hate. Look at this. I'm live questioning why is Hakai not banished after use. Like a utilitarian banish everything card, please, please. Let's not get into the Unleashed thing where it's the most obvious banish after use card you ever saw in your life, but you just didn't want to print it. Oh, that's good old Pete. He's leaving for the evening. He's a hard-working man. He was quite sleepy. And then our first attempt at this particular matchup didn't go so well, so we kind of missed our opportunity to have Pete sit through the whole thing. Okay, he's going to maximum shout. See, these are going to work very well in consort with each other. In my opinion, the Beerus archetype that's being built up with this one. Okay, lower Andrew's anger to 0. Hit him with quite a bit of damage. Dragon Balls obviously don't count. Get knocked the heck out. And I was going to go ahead and say for our... for archetypes, I could definitely see Beerus benefiting from a lot of those set 1 cards, in particular milling through Black Command, but that's just my opinion. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use Maximum Shout, and just so you guys know, that particular routine of trying to discard a discard pile and try to manage his own self-mill is fantastically effective and ends up making this game feasible in length. Oh, we're talking about that particular card in blue, probably from set 8, I want to say, or set 9, probably set 9. The one that allows you to go ahead and hold on to an ally instead of losing them if they should leave play, that kind of stuff. So I hadn't had allies leave play this consistently, this rapidly, in pretty much ever. And apparently I'm going to pass. Okay, so Andrew's going to go ahead and use the Mastery. He's going to gain 2 power stages, destroy the top card of his life deck. There was nothing to chain to. It did not interact with it. Goes back over to me. My guess is There we go. So he's throwing his energy attack at me. It knocked a card out of my deck. I think it knocked that one Ginyu block out of the deck. Okay, he's going to go back over to Andrew. He's going to go ahead and begin his turn. I would presume he has lots and lots of non-combat cards to drop into play. I was right. Black Smoothless Drill got out early, along with, I want to say, Observation Drill. I can't remember the name of that card. It's the one that lets you be able to basically sphere a setup or drill. Oh yeah, Beerus Nap. It's kind of like, it really, really reminds me of Yamcha's Expert Assistance and having that kind of utility. I actually don't mind it. And people will be like, really, Mario? Don't you hate power creep? Look, it's a setup. It requires time to be put into play. That's enough of a handicap. It's technically a dead card otherwise. It mills out, and that's also fine. It interacts with it. Again, I don't mind any of that stuff. But I do, like I said, I don't mind this one quite as much. The ability to end combat and rejuve stuff, I don't mind. It's the kind of card where it's good, it's effective, but it's not broken. So I hope that one doesn't see too much revision by the end. Like if you wanted to lower some of the values, like from 3 to 2, that could see that ultimately. But like even as is, it's fine. He's going to do a pass, Rejuvenated Dragon Radar, goes back over to me. And then I'm going to go ahead and power up, add some stages to Ginyu into Cell. I'm going to go ahead and declare combat. I'm going to go ahead and activate my when entering to search for, I want to say it's a Ginyu Force ally, not alien. Yeah, there it is. So Raccoon comes out, and that's fun. That would be a fun card to have out. That's awfully, terribly fun. Okay, let's see what I'm going to actually open up with. Andrew's going to go ahead and handle his mill. He's going to go and put a black double team into his hand because it got milled from Beerus's when entering mill effect. He's going to go ahead and draw his 3 in response. He should have either 4 or 5 cards in his hand. I'm going to go ahead and use a Ginyu body or transformation. I always want to say body change because I want to quote the old silly show. And that was my action. And now I am original level 2. I was hoping to go with this one because I wanted to be able to target the discard pile, but I realized, oh, and I do sphere his stare down, which is hilarious. This deck doesn't normally do that. Throw a giant blue combined effort at him. That is hilarious. I don't think this hits him. I want to say it doesn't even get close. Oh, he's going to absorb it all, prevent all the damage, rather, using the mastery. So that's a hoot. Okay, he's going to utilize it, and then I would imagine he's going to go ahead and banish a card from this effect. He does. Oh, no, he placed the Ginyu block on top of the life deck. Okay, that's right. So he's using the other effects of shoulder charge. My apologies. Look right at it. Didn't see that that's what was going on there. Monster glare. Oh, you should see, dang it. He dips on combat, and Andrew lives to fight another day. He drops a Black Annihilation. It goes back over to him because I did initiate this one. I guess he was worried about this one becoming a hilarious beatdown. Oh, yeah. So you guys remember Namekian Ball 4 getting abused to death in sets 1 through 4 of cards that would pull it out and you just keep milling away or destroying their setups and drills? I remember that. So this Ball 1 its current version does a wipe of all certain names of cards, and now that one banishes my discard pile again. So Raccoon got dropped in there, I think, because of a pocket critical damage effect, and then would have gotten banished thereafter. What a crock of crud. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. The other one just destroyed an ally. This one actually was a critical damage effect. So how do you like them apples? A Dragon Ball that can steal back another Dragon Ball. That's kind of wild. So Earth DBs could do that, sort of, but it was a lot of work to set it all up. Okay, obviously with all that happening in the planning step, Andrew's going to go and pass, goes back over to me. My allies are all gone except for Cell. That's fun, I guess. I do enter combat, apparently. I'm going to go ahead and snag Cell. Since he's my only ally in there, I don't get any anger because there's no Ginyu Force allies out. And then it would cost me that extra stage. I sure hope I count that on my... No, it wouldn't have counted because, of course, Cell wasn't out yet. And it does get stopped using another knee clash, so another Omni. And Andrew's going to bail on this particular combat, and apparently I dropped time. I don't know what I'm doing. So he's going to do Black Recollection, I think, to have us do our uniform mill. And to my knowledge, this ends up killing me dead. Hey, neck beam, lifting drill, all that stuff falls right out. And that was a start of his turn effect, so now he's actually drawing his 3 cards to go into this one. He'll throw out another Dragon Ball. I'm sorry to say with the new artwork, I don't recognize them all too terribly much. Oh, okay, that's the +2 stage damage and then endurance buff. So that's quite the card. So that famous Black Power Up is back again. Okay, so I have Cell out. I'm level 2. I can't do a whole bunch. Apparently, I'm going to try to pressure him into combat. He's going to win enter. He's going to mill. I'm going to lose a blue betrayal, which would have been nice to actually get out during combat. Okay, I use blue stylish poses used from hand effect, parenthetical, to go ahead and pull Raccoon back from the banish zone, which is kind of wild when you think about it, how far I had to go, how much work was involved to get Raccoon back. Okay, he's going to go and use Black Mischief. He's going to go ahead and take a look at the top 5 cards of my life deck, do a rearrange, banish the top. So, some stuff that generally speaking is very effective. Okay, I managed to fish Frieza out by firing off my level 2. I got 1 Ginyu Force ally, so I should have exactly 1 anger out from throwing this effect. I think Frieza only lasts 1 action, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, he's going to go and drop Annihilation to get the second use of Protection's energy block effect. Okay, and Hakai makes an appearance right on time. Yeah, those definitely should not be allowed to be not banish themselves after use. Wait, why did I have Raccoon? Why did I think I could play Raccoon? I'm not at one above. Okay, you guys got to ignore that. I just cheated a little bit there. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use Beerus' power to go ahead and do some targeted banishing. Obviously, some blue betrayal, some time falls out of my deck, same or falls out of the discard pile. Shoosh. Okay, I finally get to use Captain Ginyu's reflexes, that particular block. It ended up working great. I'm going to nab a Ginyu Force ally from the banish zone. Okay, so apparently I did not manage where characters were, so I now actually have to target my life deck to go ahead and pull one of them out. And I don't know how smart it is to actually bring my allies into this hailstorm of death. So I do respond by throwing off Jace's energy. I don't know why I didn't put my anger up one. I'm not sure what knocked it down from before. You can use a little bit of Beerus nap on me, and he's going to go ahead and do his rejuve, do a mill off of me, and then he's going to go ahead and end combat. And it is his turn at this point, because I apparently pressed the advantage with very little going on to make that work. See what Andrew's going to do. He's pretty well situated, setup and draw-wise. And if he doesn't really want to fight, he can still hold on to 2 cards, meaning that this one could be very beneficial, whether he goes into combat or not. He's going to pass Rejuvenated or Black Mischief. It goes back over to me. So I have virtually no stages with Jace, so that's interesting. I don't know what I'm trying to do. And that's the only reason that thing didn't keep coming for the rest of the time we were fighting. I used a blue betrayal. I think it's got 2 life cards behind it. So we got timeout, and that's probably the only reason I didn't even up the game quite a bit right here. And he's finally going to get out the one overpowering attack, and it's going to let him go ahead and pull out Whis. And then Whis is going to affect, basically, his presence is going to affect the rest of the game. And that's kind of exciting. There aren't too many characters or allies that can have that kind of impact. I am remarkably injured. I do stop it with Narrow Escape, and I don't even know if I have 2 energies in here to target. So I'm going to throw another Arrow Escape and a Quick Dodge, apparently a Quick Shot. And the top is always revealed now that Whis is out. So I probably should fire off my... Okay, not a bad plan. I ended up grabbing the blue Narrow Escape on the draw from the Mastery. So not terrible. I put some stages on him. I take very minor damage from that D-burst. I'm out, unfortunately, able to perform physicals, but I still have Ginyu's level 1. I have Jace's. I just realized I can't make him use it, which is very silly. Yeah, that, and I also couldn't target him anyway. I'm not at 0 power stages. It's kind of easy to be stranded at this level. I really should have just used, what do they call it? That big energy attack that I just had and just used up 4 stages right away through my other energy. Try to beat down my own stages. Okay, he's going to banish some cards from my discard pile. Okay, he's got a DB showing. We're just going to go and flip the tops down for what's showing on the... So I'm going to throw a blue head knock at him. Obviously bounces off of time, but just there to slow him down. Alright, and that is the end of our combat. Not a lot happened. That time really slowed things down. I could probably have evened things up in that one combat, or very nearly, pulled ahead with the damage off those hits. Okay, his turn's going to be relatively brief. He's going to go ahead and make me mill. Oh, yeah, I forgot from Recollection. Jeez. Getting a lot of work from Recollection. Okay, he's going to throw out another Dragon Ball, I'd imagine. Okay, he gets ball 5 out. Lots of manipulation going on there. So we debated Black Discovery being incredibly useful in a Beerus build because you can basically have Whis you enter combat and jump up a level. It's better than Unleash because Unleash can be sphered. He's going to end his turn, rejuvenate Black Double Team. So it looks like I begin my turn. I'm going to finish my power-up step, and then I'm going to have lots of... apparently, I should have options in my hand. So your guess is as good as mine. My memory of this particular hand is not very strong. So let's see what I'm trying to do here. Like I said, I should really be trying to get down to 0 so I can actually utilize my allies. Yeah, he actually could have utilized that since both cards were in play. He just must have forgot Black Discovery's in place, or he didn't want to get rid of Smoothness and Recollection quite at this point. Oh, he was actually going to use it. They thought against it because of what we were talking about, how he would lose his drills, and that was actually what was pulling him ahead, and what ultimately helps to balance things back out. So he is going to go ahead and draw his 3 in response, and now I'm going to have my action. Throw a blue slash. I'm going to lower his anger 1 level. And to my knowledge, Andrew has to take this hit. So he is going to Mastery, most likely to reveal and keep the initial 3 life cards, but he can do nothing to stop the mill. Yeah, he is going to prevent the initial 3 life card damage. He's going to go ahead and do some banishing from my discard pile. And then we're going to go ahead and remember that blue slash is not actually in the discard pile till we're finished using it, so it can't be targeted for the banishing. And then he's going to go ahead and take... So the reveal for that one happens, and then we're going to go and resolve all the damage, because on the hit it goes, and then the last thing is that good old Annihilation is going to go ahead and drop into the discard pile on top of everything else. Okay, looks like he would have hit a mill effect there. Okay, 2 cards get banished. Hilarious. He's going to go ahead and throw Nap. Jeez, all my cards to pull allies back from the banish zone, or some of them just fell right the heck out of my deck on the mill from the Beerus Nap. It's going to go ahead and end. Andrew's going to go ahead and discard down. Okay, he's going to use Recollection to help keep pace and keep milling me out. Wow, Kai gets targeted in the mill, and it's going to go ahead and force me to mill further, and then it's going to hit Annihilation. That's going to go ahead and let him be able to put more cards back. So all the mischiefs, to my knowledge, are all back in. So this is a bit of an interesting question. We debate about how the order of mill is supposed to be done. So I've had it explained both ways. More so, we've actually had them do it in both ways. So to my knowledge, milling works in this effect: you would finish milling all the cards in question, and then activate all of your effects of having been milled. So in other words, you wouldn't do like Black Protection, the one from set 4 that lets you discard a card to keep the energy block in play. That one, you wouldn't get the draw effect of it until you finished all the other mill that needed to be done. Then you activate them in that order of which they got milled. So to my knowledge, we don't interrupt the action to that one, but I do invite any critique and information there. But remember, like we said, in the event of mill, we were running it to where you're going to not activate them immediately. You're going to finish all of your mill, then activate them one at a time thereafter. Andrew's keys had gone missing during the evening, and it was a bit of a struggle to finally find them. Okay, so I finished the mill for that one. He's going to go ahead and activate another Annihilation. Go ahead and rejuve it in another card. They're going to go back, and they're going to get shuffled. That's some pretty ridiculous stuff. Yeah, you still do Black Recollection, still resolving it. So here's where I got a little mixed up, and I realized just too much time had passed, and I wasn't aware of exactly how many I had or had not milled. To my knowledge, that was the correct number right there. You guys can correct me if you want. Do a little rewind action. Okay, now Andrew begins his turn proper. Another Black Maximum Shout makes its appearance. He still has plenty of cards in his hand, but the way that this particular Beerus build works, it's not really one where you press an advantage very often. He's going to go ahead and pass. He leaves a Black Annihilation discard pile. It's quite the thing to do. My deck's looking real thin. And then we remember Weiss is still in play, so we still have the tops of the decks being revealed. Okay, we finish all my power-up steps. And then I probably have something in my hand to be able to try to attack him because the way the deck is built. So here's a good question, you guys. Why am I not using my level 2 power more and trying to get off this level, angering up, even if it's slowly? Like, I got 3 anger a shot on that nonsense. So Hatchiak was in the discard pile. I get to target him and bring him back. But I do have 3 Ginyu Force allies out. And why am I not raising my anger? Am I really going to do a thing where I forget that that's going on? Come on, Mario, pay attention. Yeah, I'm throwing my level 2 Ginyu power at him, and it does hit him. So, again, don't know why I'm not raising. Come on, raise your anger, doggone it. Ugh. Okay, he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate 2, and then he's going to go ahead and banish 2 for a discard pile. A shifting maneuver gets banished? That's a little silly. Okay, and I never did adjust my anger for using my level 2 Captain Ginyu power. I have no answers for you folks. I really should have been leveling faster. Oh, good. Hey, look at that. I was about to give up and say, wow, what a bonehead move. So I think at this point I'm getting real loopy because we recorded these matches in a different order than you're going to see them. I didn't even realize didn't have, that I had an action. Have any big energy attacks? Throw them from my hand. Get down to 0. Woo! Blue neck beam. Give me 5 life, 2 stages. I don't think it hits Andrew. I think he ends up stopping it because he knows he gets pushed up to level 2, which isn't exactly a bad thing. Okay, he's going to stop it with that new, I want to say, black style block. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use the black manipulative, and of course Mischief's going to go off from being destroyed. He's going to go ahead and target a style card and go ahead and shuffle them both into the deck. Another annihilation. Nothing like those two recurring each other constantly. Okay, he's going to banish a card from my deck, 2 cards from my for my discard pile for the black manipulative. Yeah, Mischief on top. Okay, apparently I pitched it for the mastery. I probably should have actually thrown it at him and tried to do some damage. There's plenty of boosters out there that should have made that way a no-brainer. Okay, he's going to throw a black annihilation. He's going to go ahead and banish more cards from my discard pile, because of course he is. Oh, don't mind us. We quote Team 4-Star quite a bit whenever certain words come up in the game. Usually the phrase, I am a woman. It's terrible. Gosh. Clash is still visible on the top. That'd have been nice to snuck up on him with. So we're going to go ahead and both pass. And apparently, since I am the constant aggressor, I am always at a loss. It's always his turn next. So he's probably going to activate Recollection and blast a bunch of life cards off of me without ever touching me. Yeah, there it is. Well, that's lame sauce. You guys see that? It's like, he had so many cards that went off and, shuffled and rejuved and did all kinds of shenanigans. Basically hit all the key ones. That's a little much. It was rigged, I tell you. Yeah, he's got to resolve, of course, like we said, all the shuffles, all the rejuves, and there's kind of a lot of those ones between the annihilations and the mischiefs. I once knew somebody who said mischiefs, plural, unironically. Okay, he's still playing. Revealed. Okay, and he's going to go ahead and begin his actual turn. Yeah, all that shenanigans, all that bananas shenanigans was him beginning with Recollection. Yeah, Jace gets destroyed by good old alternate Dende ball number 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple of cards. I have 1 life card. That life card is going to be... There we go. Is going to be revealed. So I have 1 life card in my deck and is revealed. That's a scenario you basically couldn't get too much. You know what I mean? Nothing would line up quite right. So I powered up all my guys, began my turn, put Goldo into play, and then I should be able to do a 1-turn power up. And I believe one of the cards in my hand is going to be a useless Ginyu transformation, but I could be wrong. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to enter combat, and I'm going to go ahead and open up with my Ginyu power, and I'm going to bring Jace in. So most likely that's what's going to happen. So Andrew decides not to do anything extravagant to kill me with my 1 life card left, so that's a bit of a relief. We do enter combat. He does have, I think, 1 when entering. No? Yeah? He's going to mill the top, and then he's going to go ahead and handle another Mischief, Rejuve, Annihilation. You know, the huge. Okay, he gets to draw his actual cards in response with his monster hands. Okay, I'm going to use my Ginyu power, and I have all my allies out. Raise my anger 1 for all my Ginyu Force allies. And then I'm going to go ahead and be level 3. And to my knowledge, I should have a significant damage boost going on at this point. Is it 5 life? Because there should be a damage buff on this level. Did I forget? Well, as long as he blocks it, it wouldn't matter, you know, if we're doing miscalculations on damage if we don't get to the damage step. Okay, he's going to fire off Beerus' energy attack. Yeah, that's something we've always talked about, where Goldo's power we misused horribly very early on in the game, where we didn't understand that when your allies can make actions. We've always played it where Goldo's defensive power is not able to be activated in that scenario, even with the powers coming from the Tagoma form, you know, where they're just able to be used all the time, that it does not extend to Goldo's defensive power. So, could be wrong in that regard. Goodness sake. So is it preventing all the damage from it? And then is going to go ahead and banish more cards from my discard pile? No. He placed it to the top. What am I talking about? Shoulder Charge is the one that lets him place cards. So Black Maxim Shout goes to the top? That is wild. It's a good card to go with. Especially if he knows he's going to just mill it and throw it into play, which is probably what's going to happen. So you guys see that, though? I would have had a card pop back into my deck from his Shoulder Slam, so I no longer have just the 1 card in my life deck. Okay, Mastery's going to go ahead and let him gain 2 power stages. He's going to go ahead and mill, and then, banish the top 2 by discard. So I'm going to go ahead and Ginyu transformation again. So I'm actually at level 4 at this point. I've maxed the heck out. I think we figured out I actually should have used that. So we're talking about that I actually should have used his original level 4. So the damage buff is better and it's not Ginyu Force Ally limited. So it's a little bit of a bad thing the way that I did this. More banishing from my discard pile. Hilarious. And then it should be my action again. I say probably let Raccoon do his thing. Or Jace. Start trying to wear him down. So I gave control over to Raccoon. Raccoon's going to throw it. He's going to pay a power stage because Cell's out. So that thing we talked about is so strange to have. So I am going to make Ginyu pay the 2 power stages to go ahead and draw the bottom card of my discard pile. For Raccoon's effect, I do not recall exactly what it was. I think it was a physical block. I may have Blue Crouch. And Jace is out there with just enough stages to throw it with Cell's power out there. Okay, Blue Looter Ray goes back into my hand after ditching it for the Mastery. I got the -4/-4 in play. I do use the Blue Looter Ray, so it'd be 4, 5, 6 life cards in 2 stages. Oh, 8 life card. That's right, 8 life cards, 2 power stages, and it's stopped by the other black protection. So I'm going to activate the level 4 Ginyu power. So we, because like we said, slight lack of familiarity with the artwork, we were finding sometimes the Dragon Balls ended up in the discard pile. So now I'm going to go ahead and target some cards that I want to banish with the effect, and I really, really should have been doing this way more. Yeah, banish some cards that are regularly targeted by his abilities to rejuvenate. And now I rejuvenate 1 for each ally, Ginyu Force ally in play. I rejuvenate a bunch. And you guys remember how I started this combat with only the 1 life card? Ta-da! So I did get to have that 1 big energy attack stopped. Throw, Jace! Don't hesitate! Okay, despite what's going on, I didn't use Jace's powers. If maybe somebody with the eagle eye would have noticed. So I do mill 6 from the recollection. I'm knocked down to 1 life card, and the game, she is over. I ate crud.